Hey, kia ora, Helen Brahms here, coming to you live from Sun City in Arizona. Welcome to Before the Dirt Nap podcast number 1272. And tonight's topic is Valentine's, not just for couples. No. So let's talk about Valentine's Day because that's coming up soon. In like, 3 weeks? I think it is. Like 3 weeks, something like that. So, jeepers. Yeah, it would be about that in about 3 weeks. So let's talk about some ideas. Valentine's Day is not just for couples. It can be a family event. It can be, it's a day in a week when you tell people that you love them, but you should be telling them that every single day anyway. So with Valentine's Day, some people are, they've got their couples, they're out, they're having a nice romantic evening, they've got the flowers, the roses, the red roses and all of that sort of stuff. But there are people who either no longer have a partner through choice or because nature took its course and that partner is no longer around for whatever reason. No, because they passed. So for some people, it can be a bit painful. For other people, it is a time for friends to get together and just celebrate life, celebrate love and the love of friendship, the love of family. So you can make it a day of celebration. It does not have to be for couples. Get family together and have a Valentine's dinner. I just suddenly thought, what day of the week is Valentine's on this year? No, I don't want to go back. I want to go forward. There we go. Oh, it's on a Tuesday. Okay, so that is 3 weeks from today. Today's Tuesday. Yes, 3 weeks from today. So should have checked that out beforehand. I'm sorry. So it's on a Tuesday, but why not have a Valentine's party? If you've got a whole bunch of single friends for whatever reason, whether they're single by choice, whether they're widowed, divorced, widower, whatever their circumstances that they are single, why not have a Valentine's party and just get together as a group of friends, just sharing love and laughter? It can be that simple. If you want it, you can also do things like get out of town for Valentine's Day, take a week off and just go love on yourself. It could be doing a spa weekend, going to an all-inclusive resort. There's one down, what's the name of it? Damn, the name's just totally gone out of my head. I knew it beforehand and now it's just gone. But it's a really cool resort, but they only do singles weekend in September. They should really do one in February for singles. But anyway, so, take yourself off on a cruise. Take yourself off on a romantic getaway for you. Have a group of friends go on a romantic getaway just as friends. Get out of town for a week, go on a cruise, go to an all-inclusive resort and just have fun together with friends. And do something that way. So there's lots of different ideas that you can do. I was reading through one of my older blogs. And I thought, kind of like this Valentine's Day one. I got pretty creative in there with things, but that was more for couples to do. And I thought, well, I'm by myself now for Valentine's. This will be my 6th Valentine's since Brad passed. We never really made a big day of Valentine's Day anyway, because we always thought our anniversary was our Valentine's Day. That was our Valentine. We just rearranged the schedule. That's basically all we did. Is our wedding anniversary was Valentine's Day. We had a rule in the house. We never went to bed angry. 2, if the last thing we said to each other at night before we went to bed was "I love you," the first thing we said to each other in the morning was "I love you," and the last thing we said to each other when we were going separate ways to work or whatever was "I love you." So that if anything happened, you always had the sense that the last thing you said to that person that you love was "I love you." And the night that the evening of Brad's passing, on the Saturday night, I went over to him and it was time for me to go to bed. And so I told him that it's time, I said, "Okay, sweetie, it's time to rest. I'm heading off to bed now. And I love you and I'll see you in the morning." And he murmured back to me, "I love you." So those are our last words that we had together. And he was gone at 4:00 the next morning. And that was 10:00 the night before. And he was gone, a few hours later. But the last things we said to each other was, "I love you." And that meant the world to me. Some people don't get a chance to say, but that's one rule that we always had. even when I left the hospital each day of the 87 days, every time he was in hospital, the last thing I said to him before I left was, I love you. Even the day that I stormed out on him too, because he was being pig-headed. And he even admitted that he was being pig-headed as well. And he had, it was after his reversal surgery, and he was just being very pig-headed, and he was throwing up a lot because his intestines were blocked. And they wanted to put the NG tube, which is the one that goes in through the nasal, through the nose down into the stomach to help get rid of the gunk that's in there, to help free up the intestines, to help it start working again. And he was refusing to have it. And it didn't matter what I threatened him with. He wasn't going to do it or anything else like that. And so I said, fine, you want to be that way? I'm going home. I still love you, but I'm going home right now. I cannot stay here. But I told him that I still loved him no matter what. I still loved him. Because I understood that he was in a place where everything in his life right at that point in time was out of control. And this was something he felt he needed to control. I got that. I could not sit there and stay there and see him suffer any longer with his pig-headedness at the time. But I got why he was that way at that time. And I said, I don't care. I says, I'm heading home now because I'm afraid that if I stay here, I'm going to say something that I'm going to regret. I can't sit and watch you struggle through this right now. I said, I love you. I just can't watch you do this to yourself. But know that I love you anyway. And I know what's going on in your head right now. But I made sure that he knew that I still loved him, even though I was basically walking out the door and heading home. And it was like 1 o'clock in the morning. At 3 o'clock, the doctor called me to say that he finally relented and had the tube put in. And I said, can I talk to him? And he like she said, and she said something. He says, Nate doesn't want to talk to you right now. I says, I understand. Just let him know I love him. So even though I was upset with him, I still told him that I loved him. And to us, that was every single day. It shouldn't just be one day of the year. Our anniversary day was our Valentine's Day. That was the day that, our lives started together as husband and wife. So why not celebrate it? So we kind of just rearranged the calendar a little bit. And it's like, New Year's resolutions. I always start them on my birthday, 3 weeks before the end of the year. Because to me, my birthday is my New Year's. The calendar may say the New Year's is January 1st, but to me personally, New Year's is my birthday. That's when I do all my resolutions, is the start of this birthday to the next birthday. What am I going to do between my birthdays? What do I want to achieve before my next birthday? So we kind of rearranged the calendar a little bit in that regard. So for me, Valentine's Day, Brad and I wouldn't really do anything special. We might just have a nice cook meal at home, or actually no, those nights we would get takeout. That was takeout night. And one of us would go down and grab Chinese, or what other ones or we'll call her to a restaurant and get a meal made and all that sort of stuff. And one of us will go down and pick it up and come back, and we'd just sit. And there was actually a time that we would actually sit at the table and eat. Instead of sitting in front of the TV, we'd just sit at the table with just two of us. So we kind of had our own little romantic thing at home, and that was that. But it wasn't anything out of the ordinary for us. We quite often sat at the table and ate at night anyway. But some nights we would just go plonk in front of the TV and eat from our laps. But we try not to do that too often. But I would make the table just a little nicer with different placemats and put candles on the table, and that was our Valentine's. And ever since Brad passed, it's just sort of like it's just another day. So instead, I use that night to have the girls watch rom-coms, romantic comedies, just for that night. And I would watch an action movie after it, but I leave it too late at night to start the movie. So, but if it's on a weekend, it's a chick flick day. And if you've been watching me, my chick flick days starts with a chick flick, and the rest of them are all action movies after that. That was Brad's favorite. That was Brad's favorite chick flick. He loved chick flick days. He knew he just had to tolerate 90 minutes of whatever I was going to watch first, and the rest would all be action movies that he enjoyed. So he liked chick flick day too. So if it's on a weekend, I'll do a chick flick day. But apart from that, I really don't do anything special. But other people feel that they need to on Valentine's Day, and that's okay. Some people just treat it as just a commercial holiday, or just a commercial day, which It kind of is because of all the stuff you get that you have to buy roses or you have to do this, you have to go out for dinner. There's a lot of pressure put on people for that. And I'm just sort of like, it's just another day. And I'm just like, yeah, it's just a day. It's just another day. But some people feel like they have to do something special. So we come up with ideas for things that you can do, things that you can help get you through that day, especially if Valentine's Day is something that means something special to you for whatever reason. Maybe you met your soulmate on Valentine's Day. And so you want to make it special because it's a special anniversary. That's cool. I love that. Maybe you just want to get out of town and get away from everything and go away and, do something together where it's just the two of you. Maybe you want to do something special. Maybe you don't have an anniversary date. You can't remember the date you met, so you've made it Valentine's Day. I know of people who do that as well. And they'll do things like go to a spa and have a couples, like go to a resort or something that has a spa, and they'll do like a couples massage at the beginning of the day, and then they just spend the day just relaxing and hanging out together. And a lot of people go to places by the ocean or by a lake or by a river, places that are near water that they can get this water view or mountain view out of their windows. They go do the couples massage. They then just spend the day just hanging out and chillaxing. And they may go for a visit around the town if they're out of town and in some place they're not normally in. And then that evening, they'll just go and have a nice romantic dinner and let the evening go wherever it goes and, walk along the beach or whatever. Some people will get out of town and go on a cruise based on what day of the week Valentine's falls on. It could be that if it's on a weekend, they will do things like, take a 3 or 4 day cruise out of the nearest place, especially if they're in places like California or Florida where they offer a lot of, or Galveston, where they offer a lot of 3 or 4 night cruises. Then they will go and get on one of those 3 or 4 night cruises and just cruise away for Valentine's. And the cruise lines, I have to tell you, do a fantastic job when it comes to holidays. When it comes to different occasions, like your major holidays like Thanksgiving and Christmas and Valentine's and 4th of July, Memorial Weekend, even Veterans Day, they do up they decorate the ships and do something special to observe that particular day. Whatever if it's a federal holiday, they do something for that. Valentine's, they do something special for that. St. Patrick's Day, there's green all over the ship. It's St. Patrick's Day. That's the day that everybody becomes Irish, whether they are or not. I've even met Russians who said they were going to be Irish for the day, that they were actually from Ireland, not Russia for that day. I have to tell you, they were hilarious. Where were we? Somehow we ended up, and Brad and I were not bar people. We usually don't hang out in bars, but we ended up in a bar on St. Paddy's Day. And, it was a pretty good party going on in there. And we met these 2 guys were hanging out and and they were just being friendly and talking to anybody and everybody. It was just a very friendly, fun atmosphere in this place. Everybody was talking with everybody. And they started talking, and they go, and I go, oh, what part of Russia are you from? And they go, we're not from Russia. And I'm like, no. And this little guy says, no, did I get the wrong Eastern European country? And they went, no, we're Irish. As far as they were concerned, it's St. Paddy's Day. They can be Irish. I'm like, good on you. Whatever. So, if you want to get away by yourself, you can do that as well for Valentine's Day. Maybe just make it a day of self-care and self-love, even though you should be doing that every day. Just if you want to do something special on Valentine's Day, find a friend to hang out with. If you want to be by yourself, find a way to do something special for yourself. To me, it's another day. I'll watch a rom-com that evening. You should watch a chick flick on Valentine's Day. So, but you can do cruises, and the cruise lines do a fantastic job when it comes to the different holidays or anniversaries or markings of things as well. Like I said, they decorate the ship up. They will have activities on that are related to Valentine's Day. You'll see Valentine's Day everywhere. You may see some crew members wearing hearts around their name badges, and they take it seriously. For some, Valentine's Day could be a day of remembrance for a loved one that has passed. It could be something as simple as that. What else could you do on Valentine? Just whatever. I'm running out of ideas. My brain's gone fried right now. Is it vertigo trying to take over, right? I've got an ear infection trying to take over right now, or a infection trying to establish itself in my ear so it can cause vertigo, and I'm not letting it happen. So I have my tea tree oil right here. Oh yeah, I can show you this now. So for ear infections, I have not had antibiotics for an ear infection since 2012. And it's all because of tea tree oil. And this is a roller one. And all I do with this is behind the ear, bring it down and onto the jaw here. Do the same with the other ear. I tell you, this is so simple. And then you take, I've got a cotton bud here. Good. Take a cotton ball, you rip it in half so you get only half of it. Yep, that's my oil there. And this is all you do. This is all I do, and this works brilliantly for me. I haven't had antibiotics for an ear infection since 2012. You take this and just place it over the ear hole and just pack it there just a little bit, so it's not in the ear, it's just in the shell of the ear there. And do the same with the other side, and leave it there for about 30 minutes, and it clears up whatever's there. Usually I do it overnight, so I'll do the other one later. But that's basically all you do. And that's basically all I do. And then in my diffuser here, I have eucalyptus and peppermint. I have to tell you, I never thought of putting these two together until I saw it. And I can't remember where I saw it, where it advised putting it together for something. I can't remember what. And I thought, I never thought of putting those two together. I put it together. I have to tell you, this is the best. This smells the best. And eucalyptus and peppermint are both good for flus and colds and that sort of stuff too. So I can just sit here and if I wanted to, I could put like a towel over my head and create that little sauna area thing. But I can just sit this under here and breathe it in, and it's awesome. But anyway, back to Valentine's. Sorry, I'm getting so lost on this thing. Treat yourself. Go buy yourself a box of chocolates. For Valentine's Day. Watch romance movies if you're by yourself. Treat it to a day of self-care and self-love. Take yourself off for a spa day. You could take yourself out for lunch instead of dinner, because dinners are going to be crammed with people wanting to have couples dinners and that sort of thing. So rather than watching all the couples, go out for lunch, go out for breakfast. Do it at a different time of the day. Maybe order in that evening. Maybe make yourself a special meal. If you don't want to cook, order in, or just go through a drive-through and pick up something. I have done that before as well. There's all sorts of different ideas. Take yourself to the movies. Treat yourself to the movies that evening. Go see a play. Go see go to the live theater, whether it's ballet, a concert, a musical, a play. Live theater is awesome. I love live theater, whether it's ballet, whether it's a concert. I have never been to an opera though. I will sit and watch. I have sat and watched operas on TV. But I have never been to a live opera. And I thought, isn't that interesting? Out of all of the lives, I've been to concerts with full orchestras. I've been to string quartets. I have done ballets, musicals, plays, interactive plays where the cast kind of ad-libs some of the play, and they include members of the audience, and you can ask them questions and all that sort of very interactive one. There's one in DC called Sheer Madness. It's been running for years. I don't know if it's still running, but up until the pandemic, it had been like on stage for like 30 years or something like that. And I have seen it. How many times have I? It's at the Kennedy Center in one of the lab theater. I have seen it probably about 4 or 5 times, and I have never seen the same play twice, because you never know what's going to happen. It's based on audience participation, and you can tell when somebody ad-libs something that suddenly goes off script and ad-libs something, because you watch the reactions of all of the other actors and stuff around them. And there's been times where one of the guys literally walked off stage but he made it like he was going into like the storeroom or something like that. So I made it like it was part of the play, like he had to go and get, and he comes out with like a cape or some supplies out of the out of the closet, out of the storage room and things. It could be something as simple as taking yourself to a play. There's lots of different things. There's looking in the what's on thing for your area, what is on, because some of them will have things specifically for single people. Some will have, if you belong to meetup groups, if you belong to like a widows meetup group or widowers meetup group, they may be doing something special on Valentine's Day so that you're not alone, but you are with other people. So you've got that camaraderie there. You have that thing of interest, and it's just hanging out with a group of people that evening. So there's lots of different things that you can do. Go buy yourself a new outfit if you want. But whatever it is that you want to do to show yourself some self-love and self-care. If it's a group of friends, I'm sure you can find plenty to do. Have a barbecue. Have friends over with a barbecue, or cook yourself something special that evening. What am I going to do on Valentine's Day this year? I have no clue. Like I said, probably just watch a rom-com and that's it. That'll be me for the day. It's about all I've done the last 6 of them anyway. Yeah, like I said, with Brad and I, it was just another day. Our Valentine's Day is our wedding anniversary. Some people don't have wedding anniversaries. Some people can't remember the first day that they met, the date of the first day they met, so they make Valentine's Day their anniversary day, and that's okay too. All-inclusive resorts are another good place that you can go as well. There's adults-only all-inclusive resorts. There's one for families, so you could take the kids along with you. You could stick them in a kids program, so mum and dad can. So the parents, sorry, I said mum and dad when there could be 2 mums or 2 dads or mum and dad, whichever way the family is made up parental-wise. I don't care. You can go to an all-inclusive resort. The kids get taken care of in the kids program, and the parents go off and have a nice, quiet dinner together, and then they meet up with the kids later on. Even on cruise ships, they have the kids programs as well, that you can put the kids in there, and then the parents can go off and go to a specialty restaurant that evening, or just go and have dinner in the main dining room, and then go off to the theater, based on when they're eating as well, because they may decide to do the theater first and then go to dinner, or go to dinner and then go to the show. But there's lots of ways that you can celebrate, all in different places. It could be, going up, if you've got a family cabin, going up and spending a weekend at the family cabin, and having the rest of the family come join you as well, and making it like a mini family reunion, where it's grandparents and kids and grandkids and maybe even great grandkids. Who knows? Depends how many people get to sleep in the cabin. Maybe it might be a little cold in some places to pitch a tent and have the kids sleep outside in the tents. Let's see, there's all sorts of, it depends on what it is that you like to do. What is it you enjoy doing? Some people enjoy doing a rock climb. Go for it. Not me, not this one. I admire those that can do it. The strength that they have to do that, the mindset that they have to do it. It's just not for this girl here. You could go, go skydiving together. I don't know, do a tandem skydive together. There's all sorts of things that you can do, whatever it is that you enjoy doing as a couple. Or maybe it could be, what was I watching? Oh, there's a New Zealand, I think it's New Zealand. It's either a New Zealand or Australian program. The only reason I don't know which one it is because it's about a guy from Australia with his 2 kids that lived in Sydney. His wife passes away. He then packs up the kids and moves to this little coastal town in New Zealand with a population of like 300 people. We have lots of these little towns. They are gorgeous little towns. They have amazing people in them. But then this one's got a lot of different characters. And he packs them up and moves into New Zealand. And so it's filmed in New Zealand. So I'm not exactly sure if it's a New Zealand program or an Australian program. Maybe it could be a combination of both. I don't know. But it's called 800 Words. And it's called 800 Words because he writes this column, and he has set and the column is called 800 Words. And he writes exactly 800 words. If he goes over, he deletes a word somewhere. If he doesn't have enough words, he adds more in. But it has to be, and they said, it's called 800 words. What happens if it doesn't really matter if it's 794 words? But to him, to the guy that writes it, it makes a huge difference. It's 800 words every time he sends it in, and it's called 800 words, and it's something about life that he will put in there. But they have the first anniversary of his wife's birthday, and on her birthday, they decide to keep the tradition, and that she would challenge the family to do something new outside their comfort zone on her birthday. I thought that is such a cool idea. Why not do it on Valentine's Day? You know, it's Valentine's Day. You're doing some self-love, some self-care. Why not challenge yourself to step outside your comfort zone and do something that you've never done before? Whether it's something you've wanted to try or have never thought about trying before, do something different on Valentine's Day. You know, if you know, if even you could even do it as a couple, a family, as a single. It could be, you know, putting yourself out there and just doing something different that you've never done before, doing something new on Valentine's Day. Make Valentine's Day your new day. Self-love, self-care, family love, family care. You're doing an adventure together. You're doing an adventure by yourself. But that could be something different that you might want to try, is go do something new and see what happens on Valentine's Day. So what ideas do you have for Valentine's Day? Drop them in the comments below. Also down in the comments too is the sign up for our newsletter that's coming up, the Before the Dirt Nap newsletter that is going to be dropping within the next week. I think, I can't remember what date I said yesterday. I have to go back and watch yesterday's one to see what date I said it's going to officially drop. But I'm going to work on doing it the same day and time every week. And it will be emailed. It's once a week. There'll be all sorts of different things in there. Tips and tips, you know, just life hacks, life tips, travel tips, genealogy tips. There'll be a section on travel. There'll be a section on genealogy, beginning your family research, giving you some hints and tips on that. Travel, there'll be hints and tips on vacation places you can go, things to do when you're cruising, things at all-inclusive resorts, ideas of itineraries, that sort of thing, how to plan a vacation. So go and check that out. It's at Before the Dirt Nap, beforedirtnapnewsletter.com. I think that's what I've got down below. I can't see what I've got written down below because it's hidden right now. But anyway, that's it for this evening. Go out, have a super fantastic, sparkling evening. Let us know what ideas you've come up with for Valentine's Day as well. I always like to see how creative some people can be, what things they want to try. You know, do you want to try anything that's new? Do you want to start a new tradition? Maybe things have changed in your relationship, and you want to do something different this year, or you want to start a new tradition. So let us know in the comments below what ideas you have for Valentine's Day. And while you're down near the comments, click on the link to join our newsletter as well. Have a super fantastic, sparkling evening, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow around 6 p.m. Pacific. Hei konara.